After decades of conflict, Afghanistan has become one of the countries most affected by leftover landmines and other munitions. Almost 4 million people are exposed to the constant risk of being harmed. United Nations figures say nearly 900 people were killed or wounded by leftover munitions from January of 2023 to April of this year alone, many of them children.
An exploding landmine injured 13-year-old Ahmad's hand and foot. Last April, he was in a field with his brother, tending their sheep. Ahmad's brother wanted to play with the landmine they had found. It blew up. His brother died, and Ahmad was injured.
I miss my brother. I want our village to be cleared of mines. My brother was killed. In future, this should not happen to others.
UN says mines kill a child every other day in Afghanistan. Deminers from the British organisation Halo Trust are on a mission to eradicate all mines from the country. They unearth landmines and then detonate them in a pit covered with sandbags. They also teach mine awareness classes in Afghan villages. The classes are helping children learn how dangerous the weapons are. Children are taught that certain marked areas are unsafe.
We don't go to the places where the stone is blue. We know it's dangerous. And we go to the places where the stone is white because we know those areas are not dangerous.
The demining efforts cost a lot of money. Other global conflicts mean there's less funding than there used to be. And the internationally unrecognized Taliban government is not trusted by international donors.
We have a number of mine action NGOs who are capable and who have been working here, some as far as 1988, who still have the capacity, the equipment, the knowledge, the leadership, the skills and the technical ability to conduct this demining. They just need financing to get the workforce back together to go out to work.
War may have left Afghanistan, but the remnants of nearly 4 decades of successive conflicts continue to destroy lives. A responsibility by the powers involved in those conflicts could save precious lives.
We can now welcome James Cowan. He's the CEO of the Halo Trust, the NGO you saw in that report just now, working to clear landmines in Afghanistan and other countries. James, good to have you on DW. Now, can you tell us where these mines and unexploded ordnance come from? Who put them there?
Well, as you know, the war in Afghanistan went on for a very long time. So the landmines reflect that longevity. Some of the mines are from the Soviet era when the Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan in 1979 and from the 10-year war that followed. Some of the mines are from the NATO war from 2001 onwards. And so there's a real mix of different types of mines and what are called IEDs, improvised explosive devices. And those devices kill and maim indiscriminately. They don't care who laid them. They end up killing people, often women and children, many, many years after the event. And our figures show that some 44 children are being killed every month in Afghanistan to this day.
Yeah. So just to be clear here, international forces who came to Afghanistan to free the country of the Taliban might well be to blame for some of the harm that is plaguing the country to this day.
The international coalition founded around NATO did not lay any landmines.
Okay.
What it did do, though, was use munitions, and some of those munitions still lie around Afghanistan and need to be cleared. The bulk, though, of the contamination is about improvised explosive devices. And these are in amongst the community and need to be cleared. They're extremely dangerous. And we are working hard with our staff there. We have 2,500 staff in Afghanistan clearing those munitions.
And is the true extent of the problem in Afghanistan known yet?
No, I don't think so. We've been working there now since 1988. We've cleared a phenomenal number of devices, but we have a lot more work to do. And what I would implore your listeners is to think people might deplore the Taliban, they might dislike their politics, but think harder about the people of Afghanistan. The innocent civilians who are being harmed by the international community's withdrawal of funding.
To what degree can education, which is a big part of the work that you do in Afghanistan and around the world, help to reduce deaths from mines and other unexploded devices that are left behind after combat?
That's absolutely right. Of course, much of our work is about the actual demolition of explosives, but we also go into schools, we talk to communities, we reach people and we tell them, whether they be women or children or adult men, that they must be extremely careful, because particularly for children, some of these devices look like toys, but they are extremely lethal. And so the work we can do for very little money to reach those communities and explain to them why they mustn't touch them can be life-saving.
You talked about help from the international community, financial aid to the Afghan people. We only have about 30 seconds, but I don't want to let you go without asking you what can be done to stop leftover munitions from taking more lives in Afghanistan? What can be done on the international level, maybe?
I would encourage international donors to keep the faith with Afghanistan. You know, Germany, for example, has been a fantastic donor to the cause of landmine clearance. I would really ask Germany not to stop doing this. We must continue. And although there are other commitments elsewhere in the world, in Ukraine and now in Gaza, Afghanistan is a forgotten conflict now, which must not be left on its own, because if it is left, many, many more thousands of people will suffer.
As James Cowan, the CEO of Halo, many thanks and congratulations on the very important work that you do over there.
Thank you.